What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to discuss a little more transfer rumors. There's a lot more than just on the thumbnail. Now, clearly, we're going to talk about the thumbnail because Haaland has been linked to a move away. There's been some, little soft amount of truth in that, but in the grand scheme of things, I think we're going to be okay keeping him. But he has been linked to Chelsea, and once again, the same old kind of deals coming up. Linking hudson-odoi, linking Tammy Abraham to Borussia Dortmund in a swap deal for Erling Haaland. Kind of lame. And I don't think it's going to happen. Also, if I seem like I might be slowly in pain, it's because I got my second Pfizer shot yesterday. So yeah, I don't feel great, but I wanted to come out here and talk with you guys. So hopefully you guys are doing well. And without further ado, I guess let's just get right into it. Let's talk about this. It's just for those of you guys who don't know. Apparently, Chelsea has made an official offer that's been rejected by Borussia Dortmund. It's included one of the two of hudson-odoi or Tammy Abraham, and it's been a little bit of cash with that, which was quickly rejected, as it should be. And I had a nice little debate with some of our friends on Twitter about what's the right or wrong thing to do. And when I say that, I mean in terms of Erling Haaland. A lot of people are going around saying, all right, well, if we got 150 million plus Abraham or got 120 million plus Werner, maybe it would be okay. And I don't see it. I personally don't. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about the deal. Because for me, if we lose Haaland, we lose any chances to win anything. That is just exactly how I feel. I don't think that there's a way around it. I think he is so important to this team. And I just think that we would be in a lot of trouble if we did some type of swap deal and brought in someone like Tammy Abraham, which is just ridiculous. But anyways, White says that Haaland won't leave this summer. We will win something again this season. I'm hoping so. I think if Haaland leaves, that would be a huge dent in our chances. I don't think someone like Tammy Abraham can come in and fill up. And I was a little bit rude on Twitter. I was talking about how I don't rate hudson-odoi and how I don't rate Tammy Abraham. And it was just kind of making a point as I think there's better alternatives. Now, hudson-odoi is young. He has had some good moments. Tammy Abraham, in my opinion, if you were going to have him replace Haaland, I think speaks volumes what kind of transfer this would be, because he was a third-string striker for Chelsea behind a brutal, out-of-form Timo Werner and an aging Olivier Giroud. Tammy Abraham is still third choice, and he's supposed to be the guy who would then get a makeshift striker to come in while sending out one of the best strikers in world football. I don't buy it. I don't like it, which is why I don't want to see it happen. Tom is here, and yes, if you guys also didn't hear, Hummels picked up a little injury, which sucks. So Tom says that Hummels is struggling with the tendon problem, might miss the start of the season. You think that Collins could step up and fill a center back role for a few games? I'd like to think he could. I think Emre Can is more than likely I'm not going to say a better shout, but a more realistic shout to go in there and fill that role. But I was really impressed with Collins in that first preseason match. I thought for someone who is so young and having his first real step in the top 11, I think that there's a chance. But I also, going on Tom's point, says, or would you prefer BVB to sign another center back? I'd prefer BVB to sign another center back. Nothing against Collins. I think that he's a fantastic young player. He's going to have a big, bright future here at Borussia Dortmund. However, I think we need a little bit of an extra defender in the team regardless. So whether we again, shift out Nico Schultz, we bring in Hulsenberg, we bring in St. Juste, we need somebody no matter what. I'm a little bit afraid. I'm not afraid. If you're referring to Haaland leaving, I'm personally not afraid. I've said it very confidently on the channel, and if I'm wrong, then I look like an idiot, but that's okay. I've said it very confidently on this stream that Haaland will be with us next season, and I've also been very honest saying that more than likely he will leave next season. That is what I think. I don't think that Dortmund want to let their two biggest stars leave in the same window. I don't think that's a good look. I've said that. Replacing him with Tammy Abraham is an even worse look. So in my opinion, if you're asking me, Haaland will stay at Dortmund this year, but will probably leave next summer. And there's also been someone speaking to his release clause. There's been an actual decent source saying that Haaland's release clause is more than 75 mil. So just to give that, I don't know, just some context behind that is if we do lose him next summer, it could be for around 100 mil. We don't know yet. 100 mil and Timo Werner, and I'm not angry. I would be a little angry, but I can see your point. I prefer Timo Werner than Tammy Abraham, in my opinion, but I'd rather keep Haaland and then sell him and then replace him properly next year. Even though his replacement, as you guys probably heard, Malen, it's a matter of time, man. It's a matter of time before Daniel Malen is a Borussia Dortmund player. No, I don't think Timo Werner is the right man for us. I don't think so either. How you feeling, Josh? I'm feeling a little bit in pain. My arm hurts, my head hurts, but I'm fully vaccinated, so, sweet. Mr. Carlson says we can't sell Haaland. I don't care what we get. I've said it on the stream so many times, guys. It doesn't matter to me if we got 175 this summer or 100 next. Doesn't matter to me. I want to compete. I think we have a good squad coming up. I think that we can compete, and I think that there's a good chance that if Haaland stays, he'll bang home 30 goals, and we have a shot at the title. If we sell Haaland, I can almost promise you we will not compete, because there's no guarantee to replace that amount of goals in a goal scorer that's that dangerous. So we'll have to see, man. Hey, man, it's Daniel from the Canada stream. FIFA equals good game. How you doing, Daniel, my man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're excited for the Canada game later today. My home country getting back in action in the Gold Cup. Only taking this deal if it's 100% cash. I agree. I don't think we should, no matter when we sell Haaland, it has to be 100% cash and then find a good replacement. The issue I have with English players in general is that, like I said, Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi both had poor seasons. There's no getting around that. On top of that, they're going to be overpriced. They have Tammy Abraham's valuation at 40 million, which is a joke. I would spend at most like 20 on him if I was keeping him in the Prem. On top of that, even if they come to Dortmund and even if they succeed, they're going to head right back to the Prem. So those are three major points as to why I would rather just cash from Haaland, look elsewhere, find a better replacement. But we'll have to wait and see. Hi, Josh. How you doing, my man? How often you stream? I try to stream every day, as much as I can. The news this summer has been a lot more interesting than the news from last summer. Not a lot of movement. So hopefully with a few more transfers coming in, we'll be at this pretty consistently. My boy MXD21 is here. Says, summer's a terrible moment for BBB fans. Always want to steal our players. They can, but in my opinion, in my honest opinion of who's leaving this summer, I mean, Sancho left. Yes, we couldn't do anything about it. We knew it was going to happen. I could see Marius Wolf. I could see Berkey. I could see maybe Nico Schultz. Thomas Delaney, all players that are kind of expendable. And then I could see players like potentially St. Juice, Halstenberg, Bailey, and then Malen coming in. I can almost promise you guys we will be keeping Erling Haaland. And we got a pretty good-looking team when we start next year. So, yes, we lost, unfortunately, our boy Jadon Sancho, but it was expected, and we still have a pretty strong squad under a good manager going into next season. From what I've heard, Roman Abramovich wants to also buy Chiesa and is ready to offer 100 million. So I'm 99.9% sure they're not gonna get Haaland. 100 million for Chiesa, that is a terrible deal. But I mean, even better for us. But like I said, man, I'm not too worried about Haaland leaving, especially that the fact that this bid that was been put in there has been quickly and swiftly rejected, which is good to see. Apparently, we've agreed personal terms with Malen. We have. There's been a lot of stories going around saying that it's just a matter of time before Malen joins, man, and I'm very looking forward to it. That's so true. If we lose Haaland, it's over. It is. It's just there's no guarantee we can replace the amount of goals that Erling Haaland brings to the team. For me, I want to see us win, and I personally, as a Dortmund fan, as a very optimistic Dortmund fan, if Haaland leaves, I don't have much faith. I don't think that we could replenish his goals. I don't think that we could compete with Bayern, and it would just be kind of a wasted season. I want him to stay this year, get some other assets into this team, and go from there. But if you guys are just joining us, be sure to drop a like on the stream. And let me know what you guys think about some of the potential rumors that are coming, because Bailey is another one who has been softly linked to us in the last few weeks. We already sold the most important player. Why sell Haaland now? Absolutely agree, and again, I think that that's what the board is thinking as well. I really don't think that Haaland leaving is close. I think that that's just, the media having fun. Chelsea, I don't disagree that Chelsea doesn't want Haaland, because they definitely do. I just don't see a way that they can get this deal done. I think that we would be okay if Haaland leaves if Sancho stayed, but it didn't go so well. So I told you guys I'd prefer to keep Haaland over Sancho. Sancho is an unbelievable player and had so many amazing things he did at Dortmund, but you can't replace the goals Erling Haaland scored. And we've been through this before. We've seen what it's like when a goal scorer comes in and doesn't fit. Ciro Immobile was one of them. Came to Borussia Dortmund, did not hit the ground running, and we were in one place, last place in that season. So I mean, I do miss Sancho, and he brings so much to this squad as well. But with Haaland, you're guaranteed goals, and that's just something I can't personally see us giving up. We need Lacroix or Klosterman. I love both players. I would take both players in a heartbeat. More than likely, I can tell you we won't get either player. Both are too much. If you're looking for a center back option, the prime candidate is Jerry St. Just. On top of that, the other option is Halstenberg. In my opinion, Halstenberg will come in if we flip Nico Schultz. I told you guys the coverage from the left back position, the central center back, and the outside left center back. And if we keep Nico Schultz and we don't need that kind of left back coverage, or we don't sign another left back, then St. Just is a perfect prime candidate to come in. And I don't know. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen at the back. Even with the winger, I'm not sure if Bailey is going to be the man who comes in or not. But someone surely has to be. As our friend here says, we need a winger ASAP, and I definitely agree. But I don't know who it's going to be. I think Leon Bailey. And when we compare Diaby and we've compared Bailey, it's been an interesting debate because some people prefer Bailey and some people prefer Diaby. But Diaby is younger on a longer contract, and I'm assuming he'd probably be 15 to 20 mil more than Leon Bailey. And I also think Leon Bailey has the personality to maybe push for a move out if he wanted to, in my opinion. What did Chelsea bid for Haaland? Can you go through it once? I just joined the chat. I can. I'll see if I can bring up the article for you guys to bring it on screen for you. But there was rumors of an apparent offer made towards Chelsea. Even though there was also, I mean, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. Because there is another article that says Borussia Dortmund insists no Chelsea bid was been made for Haaland. So there's two back-to-back. I will pull up the one that talks about the actual bid being made. And it says that Sky in Germany has reported that Borussia Dortmund has turned down Chelsea's informal player plus cash proposal for Erling Haaland. Okay, well that's a crappy article. Either way, it was 100 and something mil. I'm going to try to find the article because they've been kind of all over the place. But it was one of Callum Hudson-Odoi or it was one of Tammy Abraham. And it just, I don't know. It just doesn't speak to me. And I can't find it. Also, oh, there it is. All right. I think this might be the one I'm looking for. Also, it was rumored that Dortmund rejected the German Olympic team's proposal to bring in a couple Dortmund players. My assumption is it was De Hood or Brandt. But here's the proper article, so let's take a look. So on Wednesday, it was claimed that Chelsea had prepared to make an offer of 150 million euros for the 20-year-old, and they were taking lengthy talks with Haaland's camp. And then it says that Dortmund don't want to lose a key player this summer after Jadon Sancho, which obviously makes sense. And that Haaland will be available for around 70 million euros next summer due to a release clause, which again speaks to how credible this source is because it's just been said that it's more than 75, and I don't know. So again, everything you got to take is with a grain of salt, but the main interest in today's story is that Chelsea wanted to use Callum Hudson-Odoi or Tammy Abraham plus cash for a offer, and it says that on Thursday morning suggested Abraham would be offered to Dortmund as part of the deal, but Sky Germany claims that Hudson-Odoi has been added to the negotiations as a further make weight. So take of that of what you will. It was also right after it said that Borussia Dortmund insists that there's no Chelsea bid. So the media, you guys know how it is. Fill me in, Josh, what's happening? Chelsea are targeting Borussia Dortmund's Erling Haaland, trying to use two players who I personally wouldn't take whatsoever in the deal, and Dortmund A either rejected or B it's not even a true rumor. So, fun stuff. We can't lose our two best players in the same window, even if they offer 200 mil. I agree. I don't want to see Haaland leave. I don't think we can adequately replace him. If Haaland leaves, we probably don't finish top 3. If he stays, we finish 3rd. Earning Champions League is more important, but we aren't gonna win the league anyway. So Jonathan, I definitely disagree. I think right now we are a stronger squad 100% than Leipzig. Jesse Marsch has not done it at this level before. He's not coached in the Bundesliga. I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening. They have not replaced the two major center backs that left Leipzig right now, and they brought in Andre Silva, which is a fantastic signing. There's no guarantee he's going to do it for a new club. So, in my opinion, we are a better team right now than Leipzig, especially if we add Malen, Bailey, St. Just, whoever it may be. I mean, on paper, you're never going to say that we're the stronger squad right now than Bayern, but going into this season with all the question marks, but all the new managers coming in, there's no reason to think if we keep Haaland, we can't at least compete for the league. Because if Nagelsmann slips up and he can't handle the pressure, there's always a chance. But I would definitely not say that we're third right now. Definitely wouldn't say that. But if Haaland leaves, yeah, maybe third, fourth. I mean, I definitely agree with that, Jonathan. It would drastically change the outlook of our team. Imagine selling Jadon and Haaland, team would be so much worse. I agree. And imagine bringing in Tammy Abraham, third string Chelsea striker as a replacement, man. Imagine if we get Ginter back. I like Ginter a lot. I would take him back, but I don't believe he has any desire to come back to Borussia Dortmund. Is there a player on Chelsea that you'd be okay with getting in a deal for 100 mil? Not really, if I'm being completely honest. I wouldn't take, like I said, I wouldn't take Callum Hudson-Odoi because I don't want an English player. That's straight up the reason. Nothing really against Callum Hudson-Odoi. He hasn't done it consistently. He's English. He will be going back. Tammy Abraham, I'm just not a fan of. I don't think he can cut it. I mean, he'll probably score goals for us. There's no denying that. But he's not Erling Haaland, obviously, and he just for the bang for your buck, he's not worth it. Two or three players I would maybe consider. Ziyech is a good look because can play as a cam, can play on the wings. Very, very talented player. Did not really find a home at Chelsea quite yet. Wouldn't be against it. Havertz, of course, would be one as well. But again, I don't know if Chelsea be looking to give him up. And then Timo Werner's that question mark because, I mean, I've seen him do so many good things in the Bundesliga. But it's almost like it's a bit of a risk. So, I don't know. Ziyech, maybe. Havertz, definitely I would consider that. Because Havertz can play as your false nine, talented, German, and then Werner, who knows? I don't know. Let me know if you guys would want Timo Werner. What is the amount of money do you think BVB gets? I think it'll be 180 mil bid. From Chelsea, I think Chelsea is going to use probably about 120 to 150 mil bid with Abraham or Callum Hudson-Odoi. That is my opinion. I don't know if that's going to be true. I don't know the exact plans, especially if Dortmund make it very clear that he's not for sale. Haaland for 75 mil plus Havertz and Werner. It's getting creative. And yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that bad, but it's the English players that I was trying to make a heavy point that I would stay away from. Tammy Abraham, 100%. I would take Werner more than before I would take Abraham. Malen, Kobel, St. Just, and Halstenberg will be our signings. I would love that, man. That would be a great window. If we lost some of our fringe players and Sancho and brought in Kobel, which we already did, we brought in Malen, we brought in St. Just, we brought in Halstenberg, and then we brought in Leon Bailey. That's a win. That's a win for this season, man. Who should replace Haaland when he leaves? Malen isn't a like for like. Malen is kind of a like for like. In my opinion, guys, we are targeting Malen this summer, so we have him when Haaland leaves. That is my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me, if you disagree with me, but we aren't in dire need of a striker if Haaland stays. We have Haaland, we have young Mukuku, who everyone wants to see get minutes. We even have Tigges if we need. Bringing in Malen adds to Marco Rosa's two-striker formation. And in my opinion, they didn't want to see Malen slip between the cracks because more than likely Haaland will leave next season. And then Malen can just be a fill-in. That's why I don't know exactly who out of Chelsea players I would look or any player I would look because, in my opinion, we're signing our Haaland replacement this summer in Daniel Malen. I'll be honest, we need to get Bailey. I don't trust Madueke. And I don't like a gentleman's agreement breaking my heart again. I don't want Madueke. I don't. I mean, he's killing it right now. If you guys have looked at the PSV preseasons, he's been on absolute fire. But again, English, I'm sticking to my opinion on it. I'm just sick of seeing it. I don't want to see another English player come for a couple years, get big, go to the Prem. I'm over it. Jude's going to be my last boy. But yeah, I agree. I want Bailey. I want Leon Bailey because I think he'll come to Dortmund. I think he will be here for 4, 5, 6 years. Haaland always over Sancho. I agree. I think Rosa likes Schultz. From what I've read, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think that there's a place for him. Now, whether that's Marco Rose, whether that's the board, I'm not 100% sure. But there's basically, they've told him that he's got no future at the club to try to find another club. And I don't think Marco Rose will fight too much to keep him, but I could be wrong. But from what I know, Nico Schultz could potentially leave. That's some debate about this. Say we keep Haaland, win the league, and get till, say, the UEFA Champions League semifinals, and we would have recovered most of the Haaland money, so I would rather win the league. I 100% agree. There you go. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I'm not in the mood. Well, the biggest thing for me, and I've tried to explain this to you guys, is if we sell Haaland, no matter what price we sell him for, his replacement is a 30 million player. That is exactly what happens. So, yes, I personally believe that there is some type of shot at the league this year because of the crazy amount of coaching changes. It opens the league right up. Bayern are obviously still the favorites. I'm not going to go into the league, and when I do my predictions video, you better believe Bayern's probably going to be first. Saying that, they're not replenishing their squad, in my opinion, overly well. They don't have the money to do so, and they brought in a new manager. Same as Leipzig, same as Gladbach, same as Leverkusen. It's going to make this season a lot of fun, and I think having Haaland on our side gives us a good chance to win this league. Just signed Klosterman for BBB this week in my FIFA career mode, so he's definitely joining us. So there you go, man. I would be pumped. Maybe Brandt can convince Bailey to join Dortmund. Well, if that is what it took to keep Brandt at the squad to bring in Bailey, I'm all for it. I signed Mullen on my FIFA career mode as well. Treble secured. I love it, man. I love it. Hi, Josh. I hope the goal in the stream stays with us. I think he will. I'm almost positive he will. I would be truly shocked if we let Haaland slip between the cracks, and it would lead to an interesting season, man. It would lead for an interesting season. If Dortmund social media teams would just block the annoying Prem fans begging for our players. Not against that. Why are Chelsea fans so annoying? I don't know, guys. I'm speaking just from my own opinion, from what I'm reading. I've always said it. If you guys have been on the streams throughout the entirety of the last 3-4 months, you'll know I've been very open with saying that I truly believe Haaland will stay. And I truly believe that Sancho was going to go. I've been open about it. I said I don't see a way that Sancho stays, and he was sold. But I also don't see a way that they sell two big stars like this in the same window. It's not a good look for any club, let alone a club that wants to compete for the Bundesliga, wants to compete in the Champions League, and just won a little silverware. But I do believe Haaland's time at Dortmund will eventually expire. That is just as open and honest as it can be. It'll probably be next season, but we'll have to see. Marco Reus. All Prem fans are annoying. Good morning, Josh. Ready for the mall announcement? I told you guys I got my second dosage of Pfizer, and I just had a feeling there's going to be a bunch of streams today while I'm feeling like death. But not yet. Josh, Leipzig already bought 3 CBs even before the transfer market started. F that club, but damn, they know how to scout. Still, the form that we had at the end of the season makes us better and favorites above them. I agree, and I'm not ruling out Leipzig whatsoever, and I'm not trying to throw any disrespect. I'm just not convinced by Jesse Marsch, and I'm very curious to see how they can get on. Jesse Marsch plays in a 4-4-2 system, drastically different than what Nagelsmann did last year. Nagelsmann played with so many different formations. Jesse Marsch, I don't think has that flexibility. I think he's going to stick to his 4-4-2, maybe the 4-2-2-2. But I think bringing in Andre Silva was huge, and we're just going to have to see if he hits the ground running. Same kind of thing can be said for Marco Rose. Same kind of thing can be said for Nagelsmann. It's why that this Bundesliga season is so intriguing. But yes, Leipzig has talent. They just added to it. But I still think they needed a player like Lacroix. If they can bring in Maxence Lacroix at one of the center backs, I think that makes them a hell of a lot more dangerous than their current squad right now. But in my opinion, Leipzig, Dortmund, and Bayern are the top 3. By probably a good distance. Havertz plus 150 mil, I would consider. Yeah, I can see it. Just joining us, guys. Be sure to drop a like as well. And yeah, you guys are killing it in the chat today. A lot of interesting debate about what kind of deal. Let me know right now. Just rapid fire, guys. I want you to put in the chat. Would you want to just put 1 or 2? 1, keep Erling Haaland here at all costs. Or 2, find a way to make a deal. And you don't have to specify in the deal just whether you want to see all cash 175 mil or say 150 plus Havertz. Would you look to actually get a deal done this year so you would obviously get a little more bang for your buck? Or would you keep him at all costs knowing that he will lose a little bit of money. So 1 for keeping him, 2 for selling him. Because I'm curious to see what you guys said. You guys know my opinion. I don't care what the money looks like. I want to keep him. But I want to see what some other aspects are from you guys, because there has been some debate, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. I really hope Haaland leaves Dortmund so we can buy more players. And there's someone who wants to see him go, which, again, I don't see it. I just know how Dortmund do business. If Haaland leaves, I mean, I don't think that money. If Haaland leaves, we would see Bailey come in. We would see Malen come in. There's your Haaland replacement in Malen. There's your Sancho replacement in Bailey. Then you'd probably see the double signing of St. Just and Halstenberg. Probably very similar no matter what to what's going to happen regardless. I don't want the board to buy more players when Haaland leaves. If they don't sell Haaland, we would get a $30 million replacement. If we sell Haaland, we'll still get a $30 million replacement. You guys are starting to get it. You guys are starting to get it, and I like it. I like it. Because it's a very different feel when it comes to Dortmund fan base, and it's maybe more the casual watcher, but I get questions all the time. Josh, if we sell Haaland for 150, let's go for blank, 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 and I have to explain that it's totally unrealistic to think that Dortmund will do this. Now, I'm not saying that they 100% won't, because if they bring in the Sancho money and the Haaland money, there could be a chance they go and drop 50 mil as opposed to 30. I'm not saying that's completely out of the question, but more than likely it's a budget-ish type signing, and it's probably a signing that still can't do what Haaland will do, which is a reason I don't want to see it happen. Let's address it next season. Let's collect the 100 mil we can maybe get from the release clause and, replenish the squad that way. We won't spend all of our money selling Haaland. No, we will not. Hey Josh, what's up? I've changed my mind. I don't want Tammy or Odoi at Dortmund. I want Malen, Diaby, and Bailey. British Empire, beautiful. Beautiful sentence. Now, I don't think we can afford both or all 3 of those players, but Malen and Diaby or Bailey, and more than likely probably just Bailey. I don't think Diaby will be affordable. I think that he's a good 15 to 20 mil more expensive than Bailey due to his age, due to the time on his contract. And in my opinion, I prefer Bailey anyways, but I like where your mindset's at. Since the away goal rule is gonna do the positive thing for BVB now that they can get better chances so far. The away goal rule. Very, very interesting debate. A lot of people don't like that it's leaving. What's the number of subs for the Bundesliga this year? 5 still. They just announced it. 5 substitutions are still going to be in play for this season. I would like to see Leroy Sané as a Sancho replacement. I know it isn't happening. I mean, no, it's 100% not happening, but interesting. Leroy Sané has not had a very good season or a very good time at Bayern, but I mean, I do think there's a baller in there. It won't happen because he's a Bayern player. It won't happen because he was a Schalke player, but I mean, I still would take Bailey. I love seeing Chelsea fans so salty. As do all. I also think Haaland will stay. Doesn't make sense to leave now, and others have said it. We can't deal with both losing Jaden and Erling. We can't. And what does it say to players wanting to come to the club? If we can't hold on to the 2 biggest talents that we had, I don't think we're in any dire need to sell clearly after making that money from Sancho. And it would just be hard. It would be a lot, in my opinion, if you are Liam Bailey, if you are St. Just, even if you're Lacroix, and you're coming and taking a look at Borussia Dortmund, and you're just like, okay, well, they just sold Sancho. They just sold Haaland. What are they going to be competing for? And I think that's going to really deteriorate some players wanting to maybe take a look at joining Dortmund. Y'all already lost one of your best players, so I don't know why you would sell Haaland. I agree, and I don't think we will. But money can talk, and that is the nerve-wracking thing, but I am still very confident that it's not going to happen and that our boy Malen is going to be joining soon. Selling Haaland now only adds fuel to the selling club tag. Let's go for it with our King Viking and knock out Bayern. I like that, man. And I agree. I don't want to go through hundreds of comments asking us why we are the way we are, because, I mean, this even for Borussia Dortmund and everything that they've done, this would be too much. Letting Sancho and Haaland go would be too much, which is why I really don't think that they're going to. I don't think there's a number that can really budge them unless something stupid. And something stupid, like I said, is probably 100 million and Kai Havertz. That is a stupid good deal. You can maybe turn your head, but Chelsea aren't going to do that. In the future, when Malen leaves, who would you replace the signing of our youth academy player? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell because I'm assuming Mullen's going to come here for 4 or 5 years. So, I don't know. I mean, but after Mullen, the future should be Mukuku. But yes, the question I asked a while ago. So we do have a couple people who are saying ones and want him to stay. Producer T is saying 1. Do have a 2 on there as well. Oh, he changed his mind. He put 1 as well. I don't care what they offer us and their whole attack. I wouldn't let Haaland go. I like it, man. I like it. Make a deal for no less than 180 million euros. But why? What are we going to do with 180 million euros? Because we are not going to spend that. And we're not going to find a goal scorer who's going to replace Haaland. I am excited for Mullen to come here, but I don't think Mullen's going to put up 25 plus goals. Now, if Haaland leaves, maybe he'll have an opportunity to put up a little bit more, but it's always a question mark. And if you guys don't see it enough, Ciro Immobile is the perfect example. He put up 21 goals in Serie A, which is 2 more, or even 23 goals in Serie A before he came to Borussia Dortmund. Mullen put up 19 in the Dutch league. So Immobile put up 4 more goals in a much better league, came to Dortmund, and bust. So there's a chance who we sign, especially when it comes to goal scoring, is always nerve-wracking to replace. And that's the number one reason I just don't want to worry about who's going to bring the goals next year. Your starting 11 for BVB in 2026. I'm going to make a video on that. Someone, whoever it was, put a shout-out to them who said, I want you to do a video on what Dortmund's starting lineup will look like in 5 years. So I am going to make that video, so you guys can check that out when I do. I think we missed out on our great young winger. Oh yes, yeah, Nice. That's a good signing for Nice, man. For 15 mil, a lot of potential. I think both of those AZ players have left. Both the striker is linked to Monaco, and of course he just signed for Nice. But yeah, I agree. I think Christian is gonna have a lot of fun coaching him in this upcoming season in Liga. Dortmund has promised Rosa that they will work with Haaland. Starting the relationship by breaking a promise is not good. But that is true. That is true. And again, this is just the media, guys. That's why I didn't want to look too much into it, but I wanted to address it and at least give you guys my opinion as to why it's not going to happen. I want to try to do what I can to make you guys relax and knowing that Haaland will be staying. But again, if I'm wrong, I look like a goof. Fernando says 1. Diaby wouldn't fit the squad. I agree. I want someone who's honestly identical to Liam Bailey, man. I do. That is my guy. This question is hard. Prime Aubameyang or our Haaland? Whew. I don't know, man. They're such different players. Prime Aubameyang. Let me know. What do you guys think? Prime Aubameyang or Haaland? I think I would go Haaland just because he's younger. But that's a tough question. Prime Aubameyang was something special. Atletico spent more in João Felix they got for Griezmann. We should do something similar since both clubs are similar financially. Yes, but Atletico has brought in big signings like that before. We haven't. That's the biggest difference between them. Go look at our top transfers. Go look at Atletico's. And also, Griezmann's linked to going back to Atletico in a swap deal, which I found very weird. Haaland is the best striker maybe after Lewandowski, but way better than Aubameyang. I mean, now, yes, but again, you can't overlook Prime Aubameyang. Prime Aubameyang was something special. He really was, man. He was a serial goal scorer. Dortmund clearly are changing its ways and thinking big due to Rosa signing alone. I agree. A lot of you guys were asking me at the time, who do you want, Marco Rosa or Jesse Marsch? And I thought Marco Rosa is a much better fit to this squad than someone like Jesse Marsch would be. Imagine if we sell Haaland and Brandt and Sancho that already left. We won't. We might sell Brandt. I'm not ruling that one out, but I don't think we'll sell all 3. Haaland is going to Real with Mbappe next year. Ronaldo is going to use Chelsea as a piece to get the money. I don't think so. I think I could definitely see Haaland going to Madrid or Barcelona, but now Barcelona's such ruins. I don't know. I always thought that Mbappe and Haaland would go to La Liga playing like a Messi, Ronaldo type role, but signing Messi to a 5-year deal at 34. Making it a little less likely. Where do you think Bellingham will go? I think Bellingham will leave in probably 2-3 years and probably definitely to the Prem. Maybe Liverpool. Maybe City. I don't know. White is here. How you doing, my man? True that they won't spend 180, 175 million euros on a single window. That's for sure. It is, my man. If I was Rosa, I would have Haaland, Mullen, Mukuku, Tigges for the striker. Then the right, Hazard, Bailey, middle, Royce, and Reina on the left, Brandt, Diaby. Woo! It's a lot of names, my man. Yeah, well, like I said,
one of Bailey or Diaby will come in. Royce will definitely be through the middle. Gio and Brandt should never play on the wings. Maybe Gio. Maybe Gio from time to time, but definitely not Brandt. And then, yeah, that is a good chunk of options for us. The striker position. Tigges won't touch the team, though, in my opinion. Tigges, if we do sign Mullen, Tigges may be sold. If not, he'll be for the U23s. Mullen wants to go to the team. The best story, come play with Sancho. Where he has to be the best story. Come play with Sancho and the manager that nurtured you. I don't think he's going to United. I think there's almost a 0% chance he's going to United. I think City's more likely. I think La Liga club's more likely. And I think Chelsea's more likely than going to United. I just joined. Please don't take Sky Sports. Yes. I mean, like, there's been 2 articles today. There's been an article that says that Chelsea has offered Callum Hudson-Odoi or Tammy Abraham plus cash for Erling Haaland. And then it's been rejected by Dortmund. And then immediately afterwards, Dortmund insisted that there was no offer, period. Now, I'm definitely not taking them for a grain of salt because I've been speaking to this for a long, long time, saying that there's 0% chance. It's a lie. There's like 5% chance Haaland leaves this window. And I just wanted to come out here and try to reiterate that and see what you guys are thinking. Because a couple Dortmund fans here think that it might be a good idea to move him on, but I definitely am not one of them. Dortmund always find quality players, trust in your scouting, and they've also pulled you guys out of the hole, saying that Paco left, never going to replace Paco. True. Now, I'm never going to be one to criticize Dortmund's scouting or their development of players because it's spot on. However, I'm someone right now who wants to see Bayern lose. They've won 10 Bundesligas in a row. It is time to push. If you sell Sancho and Haaland in the same window, 0% chance of winning. 0% chance of winning. And again, no disrespect to our scouting because it's incredible, but we scout all the time. And not every player works out. Emery Moore, Ciro Immobile, Andre Schürrle, a lot of wasted money there. But 9 times out of 10, Dortmund get it right, and that's what I love. But I'm not in the mood to see Haaland leave, and we bank on someone coming in, and then they don't make it, and we have a bum season. Because I think that there's a chance this season, especially, I've never seen this before, the amount of managerial changes, and I don't know if everyone quite realizes how much of a toll this is going to have on the Bundesliga. 7 out of the top 8 clubs have a new manager. That is game-changing. Bayern aren't replenishing their squad, I think, as they used to maybe in the past. I think that this title race is a little bit open. And yes, I trust our scouting. I love our scouting. But every once in a while, a transfer may not work. And like the Ciro Immobile one, it costs us a wasted season. And the midfield can be Dahoud, Bellingham, and the Polish guy, Rachel Witzel. A lot of depth, my man. A lot of depth. Fabrizio already said that there's been no bid. And that's the last one I've read. But United have more of a chance of winning the league than United than he has to go to you guys next winter. He'll go to Chelsea or City. I agree. Do you think that Mullen will play against a strong? Do you think Mullen will play well against stronger defenders? He is used to playing against weaker defenders. I'm very curious. I don't know. Well, like I said, Ciro Immobile, I mean, that's an example. We brought Ciro Immobile in from Torino after scoring 23 goals in Serie A. More goals scored than Mullen in a better league. He busted at Dortmund. There's no guarantee that any player coming in will be successful. I do believe in Mullen. I've watched Mullen play quite a bit, and I think that there is a baller in there. I think it opens up a ton of formations because of the way Marco Rose likes to play. That 4-1-2-1-2 diamond variation, your 3-4-1-2. I think Mullen can be very useful and really give some tools in Marco Rose's arsenal coming up against this season that he can play a variety of different formations, something that us Dortmund fans don't see all that much of because Lucien Favre was a very stubborn manager. And the Tuchel, I mean, he did switch up a little bit more, but Klopp just loved his 4-2-3-1s, which worked to success. So I'm very curious. I think he can. Like I said, I think there's a baller in there. I think he will hopefully grow and get better this season. And we will have to wait and see. A lot of comments coming in, guys. You guys are killing it. Be sure to drop a like if you haven't done so already. People don't realize that the 50+1 rule in Bundesliga is even though we sell Haaland for 200 million and then buy a replacement for a free transfer, the owners are still going to make a lot of profit. It's a fair point. Would you accept 200 million I don't honestly. I don't know. I haven't looked into like the more unrealistic transfers. I mean, there is probably a number that would push anybody, but I don't think that Chelsea can reach it. It's still COVID times. And I don't know. I don't want to see him leave because I want to see us compete for the title. And I think that there's a chance with him. Don't sell him to Chelsea. I can't say that we're not. I would say Chelsea still are one of the favorites, but not this summer. He will not be going to Bayern. That is an absolute fact. Why aren't we doing something similar to Atletico? Does it mean that we are smaller ambitions? Doesn't mean we have smaller ambitions. It's the way the club is run. The 50+1 rule, history of Borussia Dortmund. It's a very it's a similar but different run club to Atletico. Atletico put themselves in a position over the years to be able to kind of go out and drop that type of money. And like I said, just to show you the difference between Atletico and Dortmund, go to the top transfers at Borussia Dortmund. Take a look at that list. And then go over to Atletico Madrid and then take a look at that list. Very different, and it's just the way that the club's run. I wouldn't say it's smaller ambitions because, I mean, we walked away last season with pretty much all our goals, and it was a shitty season on all grand scheme of things. But like I said, talking with Omayella was such a cool experience because I feel it as a fan, and he felt it as a player. When Dortmund win their next title, and I'm talking about the Bundesliga, maybe Champions League, it is going to be when they enter the season, obviously not as favorites. It is when all the pieces fit at the exact right time. Like the last time they did it, a blossoming Mario Götze, a blossoming Kagawa, veteran pieces coming together, good manager. That is how it's going to happen. So this season could be it. Everything could click under Marco Rose. Gio Reyna may become the next Mario Götze. All these are hypothetical because it's a chance. There's also a chance that we fail. It's part of how this club runs. Not smaller ambitions, but it's just like a ticking time bomb because it's a matter of time before this club does something special. Prime Aubameyang couldn't do anything against big clubs. Haaland would destroy all of them. Not bad. I agree. Monaco is a big example of a selling big club that is failing next season. They won the league, reached the Champions League semifinals, and sold everyone and were average. Yes, Monaco is definitely I don't know. Monaco got a lot of money injected into them and then did a lot of good work being able to develop talent and then just decided to sell it for fun thinking they could replenish it. They were almost relegated one year because of it. But now they're back on track, and I think they're going to be another good season for them this year. With Hummels hurt, I think that we should really push for St. Just. I agree. I would be happy with Halsenberg if that had to be done, but yeah, St. Just, man, icing on the cake. Josh, what are your thoughts on Anthony or David Nunes of Ajax? Two talented wingers, two options that if we aren't looking at Bailey or Diaby, I'd be happy with. I was trying to think of wingers who are outside the box, young players that could come. Those are two great examples, so I wouldn't be against it. There's something about Liam Bailey that I just have a strong feeling he would fit. He'd fit the ground running here at Borussia Dortmund. He brings so much to this squad. I love the fact that he just is more than just a natural winger, which I think that is kind of what Diaby is. He's got that 1v1 talent. He can hit him from distance. Free kick specialist. He's got that drive. He's relatively cheap if we can find a deal with Leverkusen. But those are two very good looks. Imagine if Götze comes back. Where'd you play him? Götze's not coming back. But I mean, he'd have to play as a 10. He can't really play anywhere else. But he's not coming back. First offer is never accepted. So what's the point if you change your mind about the trade going down this year? I don't know exactly what you mean, but for me, it's 0% chance of this transfer going down. Producer T has joined us. If Dortmund were to sign Bailey, who would you play on the other wing? Could you make it a 4-1-4-1 work? So the number one reason that if we sign Liam Bailey that I think that it'd have to be a 4-2-3-1 is because we have three center attacking mids. We have Gio, we have Royce, we have Brandt. All play best as a cam. So if you're finally adding a talented winger in the mix, what I would probably do is a 4-2-3-1, Kobel and net, Mooney at right back, Hummels, Akanji, your two center backs, Guerrero left back. Take your pick between Bellingham, Witzel, Dahoud as your two CDMs, Royce as your cam, Bailey over on the left wing. You could play Hazard on the right wing, depending on his form. You could even slide Gio over there if you need to. You can even maybe slide Mullen there if you need to. But, I mean, natural right attacking mid would be Hazard, so I would probably go with him off the start, with, of course, then Haaland up front. A 4-1-4-1 could work, but it would lose all three of your cams. So Brandt, Gio, Well, actually, Brandt could maybe play. You could put Witsel as your 6, Dahoud and Brandt as your 2 center mids, Bailey as left mid, Hazard right mid, and then Haaland also up front. 4-1-4-1 is what Thomas Tuchel did with us very, very well. But again, you need Marco Reus in there, which makes it hard. Which player exactly do you think will fill Sancho's production? I think none of these players currently. I think the only way to maybe replicate some of Sancho's numbers is play in a 3-4-2-1. Haaland as your striker, 2 floating cams, Gio, Royce, and then hope Gio blossoms under that number 7. If you're gonna buy a player, you're gonna rely on some goals that hopefully Daniel Malen can bring in, whether it's a 4-1-2-1-2 formation, something like that, or Leon Bailey. You gotta hope that in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 that this boy can hit it. But it would be a combination of multiple players. Hopefully Gio stepping up, maybe Brandt stepping up, and then some of the new signings as well. Mark says Malen, Malen, Bailey, St. Juste would be amazing window in my opinion. Wholeheartedly agree. If you told me at the beginning, man, we found a way to, kill some of the dead wood. We need to sell Berkey. We need to sell Wolf. I'm on the fence about Schultz, depending if we sign Halstenberg or St. Juste. And then probably Delaney to get some funds. Then, of course, the Jadon Sancho. And then we're able to bring in Malen, Bailey, St. Juste, and Kobel. It's a dub. For me, man, that's a dub. That's a good amount of replenishing for this squad. Gives us so many options of formations to play. I love it. Why don't we sign Adnan Januzaj? He's an underrated winger. He played and scored at the World Cup versus England. The big issue for me with Januzaj and even Ziyech as different types of wingers like that, they lack pace. We don't have an overly fast squad, in my opinion. We have a couple parts here and there, but like I said, Guerrero, relatively slow wingback / left back. Hummels, relatively slow center mid. Witzel's lost a lot of pace. Royce is declining a little bit in pace. We don't have any lightning wingers, which is why if you wanted to give me 3 options to boost all areas of the pitch, you're bringing in St. Juste, who is a wickedly fast center back. Very important. You're finally bringing in a winger with electric pace. Whether it's Diaby, whether it's Bailey, could be some other options. But again, you're integrating actual pace on the wings. And then you're even giving us an extra little option up front with Malen, who again is very, very fast. So pace is an issue with signing a winger like Januzaj, like Ziyech, and a couple other wingers who we potentially have been linked to, even linked to Halstenberg. In my opinion, good utility player, very, very slow in a squad that's not overly quick. Malen would have better players around him in Dortmund than at PSV. I'm sure he'll play well. That's a good point as well. Concerning Ciro Immobile, there's some other factors not to ignore, like the fact that he wasn't comfortable with the German environment. It's very true, but Paco Alcácer, you guys saw in the documentaries that, he couldn't speak a lick of German. I can't speak to how comfortable Paco was versus Ciro Immobile. And obviously Paco did hit the ground running with a lot of goals where Ciro didn't, and then just continuously got more and more, less and less confident as the time went. There are different situations, but it's a chance. It's a chance with any signing that it's not gonna hit. Bro, BBB must extend Jude and Dahoud's contracts. Yes, and like I said, guys, for Dahoud, we will celebrate. We will go over to Twitch. We will spend a good chunk of time there playing a career mode of Dahoud. Like the player career mode. That is our celebration lined up. I don't know about Jude. I'm hoping that we re-sign him, but I don't know how it's going to look and how it's going to be. But we'll have to see. But I agree. Both should be re-signed if you can. Dahoud will be re-signed, in my opinion. Do you think Haaland will stay at BVB after 2022? No, I really don't. I think, like I said, I'm 95% sure he'll be here this season. I'm probably 60% sure he'll leave next. Well, I'm not going to leave. Haaland has joined the chat. He's heard it from the man himself. I think that if we sell Haaland, we will lose more in the team capacity than we will earn. Yeah, like I said, it speaks to the team. Every player on that Dortmund team watching your 2 best players walk out the door, not a good look. I'd swap Haaland with Loftus-Cheek, and that would be fair. I know. Again, Loftus-Cheek, an average English player. And it's in a position that we are stacked with. The only thing that could possibly get me to look at a Haaland swap deal would be like 120 to 150 mil plus Kai Havertz, and that's an unfair deal. It's not even a realistically fair deal, but that's how much I don't want to see Haaland leave. We can't sell Brandt. Have you seen him? I mean, he was always in the attack and the defense. What a guy. I still, even though that he was directly involved in the goals that were scored, I still don't think Brandt had the best game. But again, it's because he was shoved out to the wings and playing against a below opposition squad. But I do think it's a good little start for him. We'll have to see how he gets going. Is it true that Dortmund wanted Diallo as a Sancho replacement? I read that somewhere, and then United signed him. I've never read that, so I can't really speak to it. If you want to send me the article, I can definitely look into it. But, I mean, I'm glad we didn't sign him. Again, young talent, we have enough of it. Unrelated, in Mo Dahoud we trust. My boy Mo. I'm hoping that we sign him very, very soon. Hello, my man. How are you doing? BVB Dortmund 2026 predictions. Josh as a senior assistant manager. Yeah, I don't know about that. But I will definitely make a video on it. Bailey and Mullen is what we need. 100% agree with you, man. 100% agree with you. Luis Diaz from Porto would be a great addition. He's 23-24 right now and had a banging Copa America. Very, very true. Very, very true. I don't know what it is with Dortmund. We tend to stay away from some of the South Americans, but yeah, he did. Very talented, young Colombian. I don't see it as being linked, but yeah, it's a fine shout. Do you think Witsel can play CB? He's played CB the odd time for Dortmund, and I mean, just from good footballing IQ, defensive awareness, he can. But again, a player I wouldn't stick there for the majority of the season. If we needed to stick a center back there for a game, he wouldn't be a bad one. I don't trust in Dahoud. He was horrible in the last 3 seasons, and from nowhere starts to play very well. I don't know if I can trust him. If he plays well this season, I will trust him. Luca, you know he's my boy. You make an okay point. I mean, Dahoud was never really given a fair shot at BVB, and I truly never believed he would. And then he kind of showed what a baller he really was. He has to play consistently this season, and he has to keep up that form he had last season. And if he did, he's going to be laughing. But I definitely trust in Dahoud and Bellingham. Ideally, I'd have Witsel as a 6 and Bellingham and Dahoud on the pitch. But I don't see a formation that can get all of our options on the pitch in a 4-3-3 like that, which makes it very interesting. But I absolutely love the relationship between Dahoud and Bellingham, and I hope both of them can consistently keep going this upcoming season. Dortmund have too much midfield and attack. We need St. Juice. So we guys, like I said, we won't be signing a right back. The money's not there. Just it won't happen. I love Baku. He would be preferred for me over Dumfries, even though I love Dumfries as well, just because we kind of lack wingers, and Baku could be used as 2 different ways. But I don't really believe money would be put in that option. I do believe we have depth in the midfield, so much so that if we sell Thomas Delaney, I personally don't think we're going to find a replacement. I think Toby Rashford could be potentially upgraded into the team, but I do believe we need St. Juice, and we definitely need a winger. And honestly, Mullen too. So, I don't know. Mullen and Bailey open up a world of opportunities for Marco Rosa in terms of playing some of the formations and style he wants. And St. Juice is just much needed. Not that a right back isn't, but I've touched on this a lot as well. Good morning from Germany. Angie has headed back to Germany. Angie, whereabouts are you in Germany? A little jealous. Then again, Gio can play overlapping and inverted right wing. He can. I think this has to be a big year for Gio. I'm not a big fan of him playing out on the wings. You guys know that. He just disappears. Like I said, he's a 1-in-5 when playing on the wing. Because he has had some good... The game against Werder Bremen, he was very good, very lively, taking players on. But then he just goes missing for too many games, and he needs to find a little bit of consistency if he's to show that he can play as a winger. Is there any way that BBB could keep Bellingham for 2 to 3 years? I believe, this upcoming year, maybe even the next year. After that, I think it'll be tough. I think we'll have him for at least 2 more years, but it's gonna be interesting, man. He's English. Number 1 reason why I don't want to see us signing someone who's English. Because Premier League clubs, and everyone's like, well, Josh, who cares about if they're English or not? You're gonna get money. It's fair, but ideally we want to keep Jude longer. We want to keep Jude until we decide that it's time to move on. England clubs have so much money. It wouldn't surprise me if a club went out there and tried to break the bank for Jude this summer. But I think Dortmund want to keep on to him. I think for his development, it's best to stay on. But when you have a talented young English player the big boys in the Premier League are going to come smelling, they're come sniffing, and they're probably going to find a deal that works because Dortmund know no matter what, he is going to probably go back there. But I think Dortmund will hold on to him for a couple seasons. That's my opinion. I think that Marco Rose will play Royce at left wing. I don't know. I thought it was very curious to see this preseason match. So the game started out in a 4-2-3-1 with Royce as the left attacking mid, Brandt in the middle. And I don't know, knowing that you're the captain, best player on the team, or one of the best players on the team, Marco Royce, I don't know if he just decided, hey, I want to play Cam now, Brandt, get over there. But he opened the game up there. I don't think he was getting the amount of touches Royce wanted to do. And the next thing you know, Brandt was shifted out to the left attacking mid while Royce took on the Cam role. So I don't know what Marco Rose is going to do with Royce. I don't think Royce wants to play in the wings. I don't think that's definitely his strongest suit anymore. I think you need to play him in the middle, which a lot of question marks about Brandt and Gio. BBB must extend Jude into Hoot's contract. I wholeheartedly agree. Sell Haaland for 150 now or lose him next summer for 75. Lose him next summer for 75. Even though very strong reports have come out that the release clause is higher than 75. But like I don't know. I've said it a lot. I could care less how much we get for him this summer. We sell him, we don't win anything. That is clearly as it is. You can't replace that amount of goals. Sell him for 100 mil, man. We made bank off of him regardless. Keep him for another season. Watch him put up 30 goals and hope that we can take down Bayern. Because if we sell him, guess what? We're not taking down Bayern. There's no way. Is Thorgan Hazard fast? He's not like Leon Bailey or Diaby fast, but he's an okay paced winger, which is again it comes down to the fact that I say we need speed. But Thorgan Hazard definitely isn't slow, but he's like I said, not that lightning quickness that I think that this squad's been missing. De Hoot is staying and Bellingham is on contract till 2025. Angie is spot on. De Hoot, in my opinion, will have his contract extended. I don't know about Bellingham, and I think when people were talking about maybe re-signing Bellingham is offering him more money because of his performances. Dortmund are known to do that, but he is on a long-term contract, but English teams will come sniffing. You guys are killing it with the likes, though, guys, so if you're just joining us, be sure to drop a like. We appreciate all the support. Guys, I have a good chat going on right now as Catalina has joined us. Says, good morning, Josh. I'm afraid that I get to see you also should have seen Mexico defeat Guatemala yesterday in the Gold Cup in the knockout stage. I did watch the game. It took about an hour and a bit to actually get the game started, so I didn't stay up for all of it. But I did watch them. Mori had a good couple goals there, so good start for Mexico. Dortmund absolutely have to buy... I don't know much about him, so I can't really speak about him. He's a Chelsea U23 player. Is he English? Because if he is, then I'm not interested. Josh, I am new to your channel. Why do you support Dortmund? Interested why that is. Well, Patty, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you subscribed. I'd much appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I'm Canadian, if you can't tell from my accent. And I don't know. I didn't grow up. A lot of you guys probably heard the story already. I'll try to do it quickly. I grew up in Canada. Parents, friends, nobody has any knowledge really on the sport, so I just grew up with my own kind of knowledge. My background is Germany, so when I was playing FIFA growing up, I naturally, when I did a career mode, went over to Germany, found a logo I liked, and that was Dortmund's. Kind of fell in love with the team, playing video games, started watching them, and just got sucked right in. And since then, I created this channel with my best friend, producer T, almost a year ago, and since then, obviously, we've grown a nice community here. I appreciate all the support you guys have shown. We work with Borussia Dortmund, which just shows how incredible you guys have been to help us get there. We do some work with Dortmund on their Twitch. Got a couple of things coming up in the works there. And yeah, I mean, I've been to Dortmund. I plan on going back right away. And it's been quite a little story. So yeah, kind of odd. Random Canadian, no family or anything that told me to support Dortmund. That's how I found the club. And I've heard of thousands of different ways of some of our subscribers have found the Dortmund to be their love as well. So that was my story, and now I get to do this here on YouTube and do some stuff with the club and hopefully watch them compete for the upcoming season. But welcome, Patty. Why don't we swap Werner plus 100 mil or 80 mil? Because Werner sucks is one. It's very harsh, Josh, I know, but Werner was truly pathetic this year. Not the Timo Werner I saw at Leipzig. The Timo Werner I saw at Leipzig was incredible. And I just don't trust that he would come back and be able to rekindle that form. I think he would have a better chance at Dortmund than at Chelsea, but the thing I don't like about Timo Werner's game is that he looks like a lost puppy now. The amount of times that his runs take him offside, kill attacks, his finishing has been atrocious. And yeah, I don't know. I think there's a better chance Werner does well for Dortmund than Abraham, but not for me. Is there a TV series about Dortmund from HBO or Amazon Prime? Have you seen it? I have not watched this. I've watched the Amazon Prime one, but I believe there's another one out there that I have not watched yet, which I should. I don't think Dumfries will sign for Dortmund. I don't think so either. I think he's going to go to Inter. For those saying sell Haaland now, the repercussions could be greater than the extra 75 mil. I agree. Angie's about 45 minutes outside of Frankfurt. Very cool. Hi Josh, who do you think will be the breakout star for Dortmund? We have a video coming up. Probably tomorrow. That's 5 players I think are going to have a breakout season for Dortmund. So we got to wait till then. John, you got to wait till then. But that video is coming out tomorrow. Don't tell Bellhalter that Gio is not a winger. Mullen can also play as a winger. He can, and I think he will get minutes and reps at it, but we will have to wait and see. In my opinion, we have a very good chance to win the league because Bayern lost Alaba, Boateng, Martinez, Davies, Hernandez are injured, but we need Bailey, Mullen, St. Just to challenge them. That's a fair point. It's a point I agree with. I still think Nagelsmann may not hit the ground running. I think that losing those stars, yes, they signed Upamecano, who was poor towards the end of last season. I don't know. I think that there's a chance to compete, which is why I want to keep our boy. Petition to sack Marco Rosa in favor of the PE teacher, Craig Bellhalter. Okay. Hello again, Josh. Thoughts on the Haaland news? Hey, Jordan, how you doing, my man? My thoughts are no different. I did this video because, it's probably a question that some of you guys are interested in, but it's a question that I never I wavered away from whatsoever. Haaland is staying. Haaland is staying at Borussia Dortmund this season, and I don't care really what kind of crazy swap deal or cash rumors come around through Chelsea or any of their clubs. I don't think Haaland is leaving. That is my opinion. And if I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong, and I will be sad. But I don't see it happening. So my thoughts are the same. It's a BS report, and our boy will be leading the line for us this season. Do you think Dortmund wants a new goalkeeper? No, we signed Kobel. Kobel is our main keeper now for the upcoming season. Yo, Josh, your English friend money talks with Chelsea. Don't be surprised if Chelsea make another offer for Haaland. I won't be surprised. I mean, they probably will. I don't see one happening. I don't see Haaland leaving. Josh, since you are not with the idea of playing English players at Dortmund, how would you react if Gittins from our youth academy develops into a great player in the future? He may. He'll be sold right away, but he may come into a good player. And it's not that I'm totally against it. I just know the plot, and I'm just kind of sick of it. I don't think I didn't have amazing memories with Jadon Sancho, but I knew since he came to this club, and it's part of the deal to get young English players here, is giving them an opportunity to thrive, and then when they're ready, sell them back at a big profit to the Prem. And I want to see Dortmund take a step away from that. The Jude Bellingham one was a great signing and we'll make money off of. Gittins as well. But the thing with English players is that they will come here and they will be sold. They will thrive and then they will be sold. If we got 30 to 40 million offer for Hazard or Brandt, I wouldn't say no at all. I would sell Brandt for that in a heartbeat. I think we need Hazard for the time being because we're lacking options on the wings. But yes, I would sell Brandt if Marco Rosa doesn't fancy him because Gio is our guy there with Royce. If we want to see Gio play, we will need to play as the wing because the cam spot is for Royce. Gio got the number 7 shirt, the number of winger, the number of Sancho, and he can play in the wings. I agree. I don't think that he took the number 7 shirt because he's indicating that he's going to be a winger. I think he took it because it's a number that he likes. He wears for the U.S. men's national team. He wants to find a prominent number out on the team. I do think because of the lack of depth in the wings that we could see Gio playing out on the wings a little bit. But this is going to be a real tell to see how he's going to do this season because I don't like him on the wings. he's not that good on the wings. Gio's an incredible young player. I love watching him. I wish nothing but the best for him. But like you said, it's hard to play in the cam spot when Royce is there. There's ways around it. Like I said, the 3-4-2-1 is a formation you can play with your 2 floating cams. Gio can step up. But I agree. In a 4-2-3-1, he could probably get some looks on the right. It's just whether he gets overshadowed by the other attacking players or not. Because especially if you put Bailey on the left with Guerrero there, the ball is going to be going up that side of the pitch way more than it's going to be going up on Gio's. With Gio and Meunier, which is the reason that side has been stretched out last season. Hello from Bulgaria. Hello, my man. Hope you're doing well today. Angie says, just because you're selling Haaland could bring in 175 million pounds or plus doesn't mean that the club will see all that money. Lots of it has a various of people. The release clause is set up differently. Angie, great points as well, and alluding to the fact that we are staying. When is the next friendly match? It is this Saturday. We have 2 back-to-back. One at 9 o'clock, and it's against Duisburg, and then one at 10 against Bochum. I believe they're either 45-minute halves or they're 60-minute games. They did it last summer, but one's at 9, one's at 10. We'll be doing a watch-along for both. Yo, Josh, Dan, your English friend, Chelsea may make another offer for Haaland. They could, but I don't think he's going anywhere. If Haaland is to move, one thing's for sure, he's not going to United. Fair. Haaland to Chelsea doesn't make any footballing sense. I agree. Can Dortmund negotiate a better RC? I think neither our board or Renola expected Haaland's development for this time. I don't know, maybe. They could offer him more money for this upcoming season and then up that release clause. But I don't know, and it's not unsurprising, but there's been a lot of hush-hush about the release clause regardless, so we'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't rule it out, though. Josh, my man, Sean here from Victoria, BC. What are your thoughts on selling Haaland for 175 million and keeping him this season? For me, it doesn't matter really what the price is. I wouldn't want to see Haaland go because it kills our chances this summer. This season. It's as simple as that. I'd rather see him leave for 75, even though from the reports I'm reading, his release clause is more than 75. So hopefully it's closer to 100. That's fine. We've got to let him go at 100 instead of making 175 this summer. I'm fine with that. We need him this year because I don't know the next time we're going to have a real opportunity. Bayern will probably add to their team next season. They haven't really made it much better, in my opinion, on top of losing an incredible manager in Hansi Flick. I think this season is wide open, man, and without Haaland, it disappears. Josh, will you stream the Canada game? I will, my man. Tonight, 7:30 is when the game starts. Oh my god, I watched a clip of Kobel saving and training. Check it out on Dortmund Central on Insta. I will check it out. Josh, where's your new Dortmund home jersey? I have not got it yet. I told you guys I needed to wait until Dahoud signed his new contract before I go for it. Or we can sign Guedes from Valencia. He's fast and cutting on the right. Only problem is that Hazard is a left winger. So in my opinion, Hazard is a right attacking mid. I think that's by far his best position. He's much better at smashing the ball across the deck at crossing than he is at cutting in. So yeah, if Guedes comes in, or even if Bailey comes in, I see them playing on the left and Hazard getting minutes on the right. It's going to triple his wages. We have agreed on personal terms with Mullen, and we should be able to just pay the money for PSV and get it over with. I agree. I doubt that he was paying anything like the 250K that AR9 was alluding to. But who do you think will replace Royce once he retires? Gio, my man. Gio will be. Love from India. Is there any chance that we negotiate a new contract for Haaland without a release clause? I doubt without, because I do think that Haaland wants to move on when he feels like it. So in my opinion, the only thing I could see is they offer him a lot more money, for example, this year, and then up that release clause to 120, something like that. That's what I would see happening, but more than likely it won't happen, but I don't know. Discord sessions when? I don't know yet. I don't know when I'm gonna do them. I need to try to figure that out, and then we can jump on there and have some nice discussions. Maybe before one of the games coming up against one of the friendly matches. If I were BVB, I would work out some kind of deal with Haaland that allows him to leave for 100 million release clause next year. Well, Angie, that could already be in play. We actually don't know. No one knows what the actual release clause was, and there was just a report like yesterday I read that said Haaland's release clause is more than 75. Now that could mean it's 80. I don't know, but it's more than 75, so it could be closer to the 100 than not, and I don't think any team would complain about that. But yeah, I mean, ideally, if it's not close to 100, Dortmund figured a way to get it bumped up. Josh, the next friendlies are against Bologna and Bilbao. So there's a game this weekend, guys. Go to Dortmund's schedule. They play at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time against Bochum or Duisburg. But again, it's not a full match. It's not a full match. So last year they did the exact same kind of thing. And it was it was either two 45-minute halves against two different teams, or it was a 60-minute game. And I think it might have been a 60-minute game. But this weekend at 9 o'clock a.m., Dortmund is taking on Duisburg. It's, like I said, I believe it's only a 60-minute game. And then at 10 o'clock, Dortmund is playing Bochum. So those are coming up. Those are the next preseason games. After that, it's the Bilbao and then Bologna matches. So a few watch-alongs coming up. Should be fun. Josh, I think, buys his Dortmund jersey from Dortmund website Club Shop. I haven't bought one in a while. I had a couple given to me from Dortmund, but if they don't give me one this upcoming season, I'm going to have to drop some coin. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably buy it from the shop. I don't know. I haven't bought one in a while. Or I might use this new site. We'll have to see. It's going to be a Dahoud kit, though. You should do a Bayern FIFA career mode and sabotage them. So even if we don't win in real life, they won't win in FIFA. It's interesting. I'd rather play as Dortmund and then just crush them and maybe, steal Alphonso Davies, because why not? I don't know. If we win the triple and Haaland stays forever, easy. I still don't see that happening. That's the thing that it sucks. But if we win the treble next year, if we win the Champions League, we win the Bundesliga, and we win the Pokal, all that means is that our players have got attention from massive clubs around the world. And instead of just Haaland leaving, it's a double-edged sword. More than likely, if we win the treble next year, Haaland, Bellingham, maybe Malen, whoever steps up and has a wicked year, will all be sold. It's a double-edged sword with surprise seasons like that. But I like where your head's at. I have a feeling that something's in the works for Haaland. I also believe that his release clause is higher than 75. Yep, Angie, I read that as well from a good source, and I'm hoping that's the case. Josh, see if you can live stream Football Manager on Twitch. I can maybe do that. I'll put a community board vote to see what we're going to be streaming on Twitch, because I need to do it more consistently. I do have time now to start doing it at least 3-4 times a week. But with FIFA 22 coming out, I don't know. I need to find a way to get into it. Not get into it, but get a series going and doing it consistently. Josh, I'm planning to make a small documentary on the 1997 UEFA Champions League where we won. It'd be very cool, man. Keep me up to date with it. I feel like we will win something this year. I want the Bundesliga. That's the number one thing I want. I don't really care about anything else. Champions League would be lovely, but I want the Bundesliga. Also, Josh, the site Indian and everything is in rupee. Okay, cool. They also might be practicing. Football Manager is going to be fun. Never played it before. Hey, Dortmund guy, whatever happened to George? I don't know. I think I've talked to George a little bit. I think that he just is busy with life and took a step away from his Bayern Now channel. I don't know if he'll be coming back to it or what's in store for it, but that is what I know. With fans coming back to the stadium, BVB is going to make a lot of extra money on Haaland memorabilia, and they're not selling him. Excellent point, Angie. Fans are coming back. There's a plan in place, and it's going to be hopefully pretty profitable for our club this year. Chelsea fans really think that Abramovich is God. It's so annoying. Where's Tactical? I don't know. The Indian Super League is coming to FIFA 22. Exciting for our Indian viewers. Be very cool. Any chance of a collab with Rory Jennings? Y'all can discuss. Haaland. If you want to tag him in something, or I mean, feel free to. I'm always up for collabs with different creators. I was debating whether to reach out to a Chelsea YouTuber and trying to make something work. So if you guys want to tag me in a comment, I can definitely try to reach out to someone to discuss Haaland. It'd be interesting. But yeah, it doesn't really matter to me who it is. So if you guys are interested in that, just go on Twitter, tag both of us in something, and I'll see if I can reach out and ask him. What do you think of Tigges? I don't think he's got a career here at Dortmund. I think that he'll play for the U23s, and then he'll either be sold to a Bundesliga 2 squad, or we'll just continually rocking out as our skipper for the U23s. But I don't think he's gonna get a lot of looks at the starting 11 anytime soon. We need a winger. I don't think Malen will be enough. Malen and Bailey, and we're laughing. Josh, do you remember how much the ticket for the Dortmund match was? My guess, and I don't really remember, was between 50 and 70 euros. Maybe. Is that a lot? 50 euros, something like that? I can't remember. I was just so excited I just didn't even think twice of it. But I'm afraid we'll only get Malen this year with a defender. It'll depend. I think there's a chance that we could get St. Juice, probably Bailey, or a 25 mil winger with Malen. Those are my bets. But Angie says, well, I'm sure BBB would love to have... Fair. It's fair. Producer T joined us once again, says, has Haaland played in front of the yellow wall? I feel like this would be a nice question for Angie. I feel like Angie would know that. I don't think so. I don't think Haaland's ever played in front of the yellow wall. Correct me if I'm wrong. Angie, I'm looking at you. Or if anyone else who knows. Yeah, before COVID. Oh yeah, no, he did. His first game. And his first season was a half season, right? And then his second season, yeah, no, he played in front of the yellow wall. I feel like, yeah, a couple people were telling me about that as well and said that Haaland is going to stay because he hasn't played in front of the yellow wall, which obviously I'm overthinking it. Bellingham hasn't. Thank you, my man. Yes, that makes sense. I couldn't remember, it's all COVID, all was intertwined, but yes, Bellingham hasn't played in front of the yellow wall, which is a massive shame. But Angie says yes, Haaland scored playing in his first game in front of the yellow wall. Good. I watched the Pokal games 5 years ago, and it was around 60 euros. Okay, that was a good guess by me then. He scored 2, I believe. Of course he did. Why wouldn't Haaland score 2? But guys, we're going to wrap it up there for today. I appreciate you guys tuning in for today's stream. It was a lot of fun. Good debate about what's going to happen. I felt a lot better than I thought I was going to after my second dosage today, so drop a like for Josh for coming on in here and doing an okay stream. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to drop a like on your way out. Subscribe if you're new, and we will see you guys next time. Take care, friends.